Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today in this particular video, I am going to talk about aromaticity, and this is one of the most important topic in JEE or NET viewpoint. What I found that in every year one or two questions was asked from this particular concept, and I saw students were not able to answer this because of the lack of concept. So for you, I will be making this video. I will try to cover every point that can be asked in various competitive examination. I would like to tell you, please watch the whole video very carefully, and I am sure you will get a good concept of aromaticity. So those who have not subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe it, because for that I will be getting a positive energy and that will help me to make more such videos for you. So let's begin with our topic. So what is aromaticity is? So aromaticity is a chemical property of an organic compound. Have the following characteristics. Number one, it has high degree of stability. So that indicate if the compound is aromatic, then it is highly stable. Number two, it shows electrophilic substitution reactions rather electrophilic addition reaction. It means it does not decolorize bromine water solution. So all of you know that if you have carbon-carbon double bond and if you add bromine water to it, bromine NaCl4 solution, then you obviously get this compound, that is 1,2-dibromo. And if you get this 1,2-dibromo compound, that indicate your color of the bromine should be decolorized. Okay, but in that particular case, if the compound is aromatic, then this aromatic compound is unable to decolorize this bromine water, right? Because it follow electrophilic substitution reaction rather electrophilic addition reaction. Number 3, aromatic compound must follow Huckel's rule. This is very important point. You have to know this concept, okay? Because all aromatic compound basically must follow Huckel's rule. And what is the rule says? It is says that according to which a cyclic planar conjugated species having 4n plus 2 pi electron, mind it, having 4n plus 2 pi electron, that n can be 0, 1, 2 and 3 and so on, is aromatic in nature. Okay, so a compound should be cyclic planar and should be conjugated, okay, and it must have 4n plus 2 pi electrons, and n can be 0, it can be 1, 2, 3 and so on. Then it should be aromatic, and if it is aromatic, then it is highly stable. Now this point is very important. Each atom must be either sp2 or sp hybridized. That is, we are talking about only planar system. Okay, then the compound should be aromatic. So these are the few examples of aromatic compounds. All of you know this is a benzene. So benzene is aromatic. So next we can see how to determine aromaticity. Okay, and this is a species which has a positive charge. This is a species which has a negative charge, and this is also having a positive charge. Mind it, this carbon is sp2 because you know positive charge carbon means carbocation, and carbocation is sp2 in nature. Okay. Now we have a classification on aromaticity. Okay. Now the compound can be classified as aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic. Okay. It can be of two types. One is called homocyclic, second one is called heterocyclic. Okay. Homocyclic means the ring contains all carbon. Okay. But heterocyclic means the ring contains carbon as well as one heteroatom, like it could be bromine, chlorine, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Now homocyclic compounds can be of 5 types: monocyclic, bicyclic, polycyclic, annulenes and polygon. Next, non-aromatic compound having two types. One is conjugated, second one is non-conjugated. Now in the next slide we are going to see how to determine aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic based on Huckel's rule. See the classification. Okay, so we have aromatic, we have non-aromatic and we have anti-aromatic. Okay, so in case of aromatic, the system should be cyclic. It should have delocalized electron, that is called basically pi electrons I am talking about. It should be planar, that indicate all atoms must be sp2 or sp hybridized, and it follow Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron. Okay, their in can be 0, 1, 2 and so on. Now in case of non-aromatic, it should be cyclic. Next, no delocalized pi electrons. That is very important point. So in case of non-aromatic, the system do not contain any delocalized pi electron. Why? Because the system contain one sp3. The system contain one sp3 hybridized carbon. As a carbon is sp3, if the carbon is sp3, then the system should be non-planar. If the system is non-planar, then it is very difficult that electrons can delocalize inside this system, so it becomes non-aromatic. And if it is non-aromatic, then we can't apply the Consequence rule. Okay. Now in case of anti-aromatic, we can see the system is cyclic again. There must be a delocalized electron, delocalization is there, and the system is planar like aromatic. But here, instead of obeying 4n plus 2 pi electron, here the system is obeying 4n pi electron. Okay, and n can be 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now here we can see how to determine this particular formula. Okay, so during pi electron count, few points you have to keep in mind. Number one double bond equals to 2 pi electron. Number 2, one triple bond also equals to 2 pi electron. And number 3, one lone pair equals to 2 pi electron. Okay, and must be this electron should be which is in conjugation. Okay, now in this benzene system you can see how to calculate this double bond. You can see there is 3 double bond, so you can see 3 into 2, that is 6 pi electron. So benzene system is an example of 6 pi electron. Okay, so if you apply 4n plus 2, you can find in this way 4n plus 2 equals to 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6. Okay, so what is the value of n then? 6 minus 2, that is 4. The value of n equals to 1. Okay, so it lies in this range, so this system should be aromatic because it follows 4n pi system. Okay, what about the cyclobutadiene? Okay, what about this particular molecule? So in this particular molecule, you can see you can apply this 4n pi system because 4n equals to 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4n equals to 4, so n equals to 1. Okay, there is no fractional value, so we can take this one, and it has delocalized electron because all these atoms, so these all atoms are sp2 hybridized. All atoms are sp2 hybridized, so this system should be anti-aromatic. So in case of benzene also you can see these all atoms are sp2 hybridized, so it maintains Huckel's criteria, so benzene is aromatic. So as because it is aromatic, it is highly stable. Why this compound is non-aromatic? So look at very carefully. If you apply 4n plus 2, you can get 2 because it has 2 electrons. Okay, now 4n should be 0 and n should be 0, so it follows this particular sequence of n. But the point is this particular carbon is sp3. As because it is sp3, it is non-planar, and already you know that if the system has non-planar carbon, then the system should be non-aromatic. So that is the reason why this cyclopropene molecule is non-aromatic in nature. Now here we have types of aromatic compounds. We are going to see different types of or different kinds of aromatic compounds. Okay, now first we have 2 pi electron system. Now in case of 2 pi electron system, few points you have to keep in mind. Number 1, it follow 4n plus 2 electron system. Number 2, if electrons delocalized, then compound is aromatic. Number 3, if electrons not delocalized, then the compound is non-aromatic. And number 4, compound will never be anti-aromatic. So if the system contains 2 pi electron, then the system should not be anti-aromatic. Either it is aromatic or it can be non-aromatic. Now we have some examples. Cyclopropene. Okay, cyclopropene cation. Okay, so in this case you can see how to calculate this number of pi electrons. Very simple. So you should calculate the total number of delocalizing pi electrons. So total number of total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 1 into 1 pi bond. Okay, because you have one double bond over here and that bond is pi bond, and you know pi bond contain 2 electrons, so 1 into 2. Okay, 1 into 2, that is 2 electrons. Which 2 electrons? That is 2 pi electrons. So the system contains 2 pi electrons and it is stable due to this kind of resonance. So this is aromatic. Okay, all these carbons are sp2 because this carbon is sp2, this carbon is sp2, as because this is carbocation, this carbon is also sp2. Okay, so all this carbon is sp2, that is planar system, and the charge is delocalized in this manner. So this system is highly stable due to aromaticity. Now this system also you can able to calculate this pi electron. So total number of delocalizing electron. So total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 1 into 1 pi bond, that is equals to 2 pi electron. Okay, because 1 into 2, because 1 pi bond equals to 2 electrons, so 2 electron means 2 pi electron. Okay, and this is also sp2 hybridized. This carbon is sp2, this carbon is sp2, this carbon is also sp2, and this carbon is also sp2. So all the carbons are sp2 in nature, and the system is planar and conjugated, so the system is highly stable. Okay, one important point you should keep in mind, that is species in which lone pair is not in conjugation cannot be counted, cannot be counted. Okay, for example, you should not count this lone pair. Okay, suppose you have a pyridine in which you have a lone pair right like this, you should not be counted this lone pair. Okay, whenever you count this pi electron. Okay, why? Because this lone pair present in an sp2 orbital, as because of this it will not takes part into resonance. Okay, that is the reason, right? So next we have squaric acid. So it is actually highly acidic. If you look at its pK value, its pK value is around 1.5, while in case of carboxylic acid, the pK value is near about 4 to 5. That indicate pK value of squaric acid is very less, so it is highly acidic. This compound is highly acidic, and you can explain this order of acidity of this particular compound. See, if you add base, then if you add two equivalent base, then what will happen? This two equivalent base can abstract this two proton and can generate this dianion. Okay, can generate this dianion. Now this dianion can be resonance stabilized in this manner. Okay, and due to this resonance stabilization, what will happen? The charge density can be distributed throughout the whole molecule, and as because of this, the stability of the molecule increases. Not only that, if you look at this aromatic nature, because if you look at this aromatic nature, it is actually 2 pi electron. Okay, it is actually 2 pi electron system, and all of you know that 2 pi electron system is aromatic. So due to aromaticity as well as charge delocalization, the conjugate base is highly stable, and once the conjugate base is highly stable, then the corresponding acid should be highly acidic. That's why it reflects the pK data. pK equals to 1.5 indicate it is highly acidic compared to carboxylic acid, which has a pK value 4 to 5. Next, look at this particular problem. This is very important. If you look at this particular molecule, it is said that this molecule possesses high dipole moment value. Dipole moment means charge separation basically. Okay, so now this oxygen is electronegative element. All of you know oxygen is electronegative element. So what will happen? If the charge will separate like this, then oxygen will get the negative charge and this carbon will get the positive charge. Now if you look at this particular section, then you can think this particular section looks like this. Okay, it has a double bond like this and it has a positive charge like this. So now if you calculate whether it is aromatic or not, you can find it is aromatic. Why? Because just writing this, I am writing this 4n plus 2 equals to 2 because it has 2 pi electron, right? And n value should be 0. Okay, so it follow the range because n can be 0, 1, 2 dot dot dot, and all the carbons are sp2. All the carbons are sp2 in nature. So this particular portion is aromatic. So after charge separation, the compound is highly stable because this particular portion is aromatic and oxygen will get the negative charge. So this ionic species, is highly stable. Because of this, the compound possesses high dipole moment. So electrons will always try to flow from carbon to oxygen side, right? Next we have 4 pi electron system. Okay, so in 4 pi electron system, few points you have to again keep in mind. It belongs to 4n pi system and does not follow Huckel's rule. So if your compound contain 4 pi electron, then it does not follow Huckel's rule. Okay, if electron is delocalized, then compound is anti-aromatic. So if there is a delocalization of electrons occur, then the compound is anti-aromatic. If electron does not delocalized, then compound is never anti-aromatic. It could be non-aromatic. Mind it is very important. So if there is no delocalization phenomenon, then the compound could be non-aromatic. Okay, now look at this particular example. You can calculate the total number of delocalization electron. So total number of delocalizing electron equals to 2 into 2 pi bond, because in this molecule we have 2 pi bond, so 2 into 2, so 4 pi electron. Okay, so as because of 4 pi electron and all these carbons are sp2 in nature, all the carbons are sp2 in nature, so it actually follow Huckel's rule, so that's why it is anti-aromatic in nature. Next we take this example. Now, in case of charge species, so whenever you have a charge like this, negative charge or lone pair, you can consider it is like a 2 pi electron. Okay, so total number of delocalization electron in this case, total number of delocalizing electron equals total number of delocalization electron equals to 1 into 1 pi bond plus 1 into 1 lone pair. 1 pi bond means 2 electron and 1 lone pair also means 2 electron. So overall 4 pi electron. So system contain 4 pi electron. As because of this it is anti-aromatic, right? Now for this system also you can easily calculate. So for this system also you can easily calculate how many number of electrons you have. So 4n equals to 4n pi equals to 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 pi, so 4 pi 4 will cancel out, so n value should be 1. So it is in the range, so that's why it is a anti-aromatic compound because all the carbons are sp2 hybridized. Similarly in this case also you can see 1 2 3 4, so 4n pi equals to 1 2 3 4, so 4 pi will cancel out, 4 will cancel out, so n equals to 1. It is in the range, so it should be a 4 pi electron system and it should be anti-aromatic because all the carbons are sp2 in nature and it is delocalized. Again, it is said that this compound possesses low dipole moment. Why it possesses low dipole moment? Look at very carefully. If we do the charge separation like this, because oxygen, if you compare the electronegativity, you can find that oxygen is more electronegative than that of carbon. So after separation of this charge, what will happen? Oxygen will get this negative charge and this particular carbon will get the positive charge. And all of you know this particular moiety, okay, this particular moiety is basically anti-aromatic in nature, okay, because it has 4 pi electron system. So ring is anti-aromatic, unstable, so has low dipole moment. This is procedure how we can say about dipole moment. Okay, if the species is aromatic, then the dipole moment should be high. If the species is anti-aromatic, then it has low dipole moment. Now we have 6 pi electron system then. So in case of 6 pi electron system, it belongs to 4n plus 2 again. Okay. If electron is delocalized, then compound will be aromatic. If it is not, then the compound should be non-aromatic. Now 6 pi electron system having two types. One is called homocyclic, second one is called heterocyclic. Okay. Now what is homocyclic then? Aromatic compounds in which all corners occupied by single type of atom is basically known as homocyclic. And what is heterocyclic then? These are ring compound containing one or more hetero atoms in the carbon ring. So it can be nitrogen, it can be sulfur, it can be oxygen, like this. Okay. Now we are going to see the examples. Now you can see these two, in these two examples you have all carbons. Okay, this is an example of benzene, this is the example of a anion. Okay, this is known as cyclo penta dienyl anion, and it is actually aromatic system. Okay, because it follows 6 pi electron system. Okay, how we can check? Now we have few, again another system, they are all heterocyclic: thiophene, furan, then pyrrole, then pyridine. See, in these all examples we have a heteroatom like this. Okay, we have a heteroatom like this, that's why they are known as heterocyclic, and these all systems are aromatic and we have to check. Okay, so few points you have to note over here. Delocalizing electrons may not be always pi electrons. They can be lone pair of electrons. Okay, now look at this example. In this particular example, you have nitrogen, it is a heteroatom, you have a lone pair over it. Now this lone pair of electrons can take part into resonance. So here lone pair of nitrogen is also delocalizing. So therefore total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 2 into 2 pi bond. So you can see there is 2 pi bond plus 2 into one lone pair on nitrogen. Okay, 2 pi bond means 2 electrons, right? 2 electrons, 2 plus. So now 2 pi bond means 2 electrons plus 2 into lone pair means 2 into 1 pair. So overall 6 pi electron. Okay, so it follows 6 pi electron system. Now rule number 2 is very simple. If an atom contains two or more lone pair, then count only one lone pair as delocalizing electrons. For example, you have thiophene. Okay, so in thiophene sulfur has two lone pair. Okay, but you should consider only one lone pair. Okay, so therefore total number of delocalizing electrons equals to, you have 2 pi bond, so 2 into 2 pi bond plus 2 into 1 lone pair. So 2 into 2 plus 2 into 1 so it has 6 pi electron. Okay, sometimes lone pair may not be involved in delocalization if it is associated with pi bonds, hence should not be counted in delocalizing electrons. Okay, so it is the example we have, that is pyridine. So in case of pyridine we should not count this particular lone pair. So here total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 3 into electrons equals to 2 into 3 pi bonds plus 0 into 1 lone pair, ultimately come out to be 6 pi electrons. Okay, because so here this lone pair cannot take part into resonance, and we should not consider this lone pair because this lone pair reside in a sp2 orbital, mind it. Okay, in this particular example, if you look at very carefully here, this carbanion, the negative charge over carbon means carbanion, is present in conjugation. It is considered as planar due to involvement of lone pair in conjugation. So now if you are calculating total number of delocalizing electron, you should get total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 2 into 2 pi bond plus 2 into 1 lone pair. So you should consider this as a lone pair. Okay, so ultimately you are getting 2 plus 2 and 2 into 1. Okay, so 6 pi electron, so 1 lone pair, so 2 into 1 lone pair because you are considering 2 electrons, right? Now we have two examples more. So now in this case also, so we have two nitrogen, and this nitrogen also having lone pair, and these are also having lone pair. Now what is happening over here, this lone pair present in sp2 and do not take part into resonance. Okay, now between these two lone pair we have to consider only one lone pair. So for this we can write down total number of delocalizing electrons equals to 2 into 2 pi bond. So how many pi bonds do you find over here? 2 pi bonds. So 2 pi bond plus 2 into 1 lone pair. Now after simplifying this, we are having 2 into 2 plus 2 into 1. We are having 6 pi electron. As because of this, this is aromatic. Similarly, in this example also, we have so many lone pair, and these all lone pair present in sp2 orbital. So they are not taking into consideration. Okay. So whenever we are calculating total number of delocalizing electrons, we are considering 3 into we are considering 2 into 3 pi bond plus 0 into 1 lone pair. That's why 2 into 3, that is 6 pi electrons. This is also aromatic. So this is how we can calculate aromaticity, okay, with the help of Huckel's rule. Now we have 8 pi electrons also. Now in case of 8 pi, it will belongs into 4n pi electron system. If electrons is delocalized, compound must be anti-aromatic. If electrons does not delocalize, then compound is non-aromatic. Mind it. Now we have a very famous example over here. It is the example of cyclooctatetraene. Okay, this is the example of cyclooctatetraene. What is the specialty of this molecule, cyclooctatetraene? Expected it is anti-aromatic. Why? Because if you calculate this 4n plus 2 electron system, so because you have how many electrons over here? You have 4 pi bond, and each pi bond will contribute 2 electrons, right? So if you want to calculate this, you are getting 2 pi electron. Okay, so you are getting ultimately 8 pi electrons. Okay, so it is anti-aromatic, but in reality it is non-aromatic. Why? Because the actual molecule present in this shape. This is called tub shaped molecule, and because of this tub shaped molecule, it is non-planar. Mind it, it is non-planar. Because of tub shaped molecule, it is non-planar, and because of this, it is non-aromatic. It is non-aromatic. This example is also non-aromatic. Now we have this example. This is anti-aromatic. Okay, because we have here 3 into 2 pi electrons plus we have a negative charge over here, so 1 into 2 pi again, so 6 pi plus 2 pi, so 8 pi. So 8 pi electron system, because one negative charge include 2 pi electrons, right? So we have 8 pi electrons over here, so it is anti-aromatic again, right? In case of 10 pi electron system, we have to follow certain things. It is belongs 14 plus 2 pi electron system. If electrons delocalize, then the compound is aromatic in nature. If electrons does not delocalize, then the compound will be non-aromatic, but it will be never anti-aromatic. Mind it. So we have two category over here. One, we have a cyclic system like this. Okay, this is an example of naphthalene. Next, we have some bridging compound like this. Okay, so they are all aromatic in nature. Now in 10 pi electron system, we have a very special example known as aniline. Okay, what are anilines? If any hydrocarbons can be formulated as CnHn, okay, where N is number of pi bonded electrons equals to number of C atom, okay, and that should be even, then it should be aniline. Okay, for example, if you have benzene like this, so how many pi electrons it has? It has 6 pi electrons, so benzene can be treated as 6 aniline. Okay, 6 aniline, and it is already, it is aromatic. That is highly stable molecule. Okay, because it has 6 carbon atom and even number, that's why it is 6 aniline, so it is aromatic. Okay, what is the formula of benzene? C6H6. Now we have this example. Okay, we have this example, so we have to consider, is this compound is aromatic or non-aromatic or anti-aromatic. So this particular molecule, look at this particular molecule. If you start numbering from this side, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so hydrogen at number carbon 1 at number carbon 6 actually repel each other, and due to steric repulsion, the system is non-planar, and because of non-planarity, it is non-aromatic. It is not anti-aromatic. Mind it. So because of non-planarity, the system is non-aromatic. It is not anti-aromatic. Okay, or not even aromatic also. Next we have 14 pi electron system. So it again belongs to 4n plus 2 pi electron system. If electrons delocalization occur, then the compound is aromatic. If it is not, then the compound is non-aromatic. It is never anti-aromatic. So these are the example: anthracene and phenanthrene. Okay, anthracene and phenanthrene. So they are aromatic. So if you calculate the pi electron, it is 4n plus 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you can write down 14 over here. What is the value of n then? 4n equals to 14 minus 2, that is 12. So n equals to 3. So it is lies in the range, that is n can be 0, 1, 2, dot dot dot. So all these carbon are sp2, so it is aromatic. Similarly, phenanthrene is also aromatic. Okay, so anthracene and phenanthrene both are aromatic compound. Next we have quasi-aromatic. What is quasi-aromatic? So aromatic compound in which positive and negative charge is part of Huckel's rule, very important, or aromaticity, that is the charge is present in the ring, are called quasi-aromatic compounds, or most preferably quasi-aromatic ions. Already we saw a few examples regarding quasi-aromatic compound. Thus, all quasi-aromatic ions are aromatic compounds, but the reverse is not true. Quasi-aromatic compounds are highly stable. Very important point. Okay, it is a very important point. See the example. So you have these species like this. Okay, now all of you know that due to the charge separation, why? Because why charge do separate? Because electronegativity of oxygen is more than that of carbon. So that's why electron can flow from carbon to oxygen side in presence of electrophile. So you are getting this particular species, so which is aromatic in nature because it maintains Huckel's rule, cyclopropene cation. Okay, the smallest carbocation. Okay, now here also after charge separation in presence of HClO4, because H plus can abstract this lone pair of electron, so this oxygen will get a positive charge, but oxygen is being a electronegative element, it can't bear the positive charge so long time. Then what will happen? There is a charge separation occurred, and after this charge separation this carbon will get a positive charge. As because of this, what will happen ultimately, this species is basically aromatic. Okay, aromatic in nature. Okay, because it has 1 2 3 4 5 6 pi electron. It has 6 pi electron. Similarly, what will happen over here, if you add antimony pentafluoride to this compound, what will happen? Antimony has vacant d orbital. Okay, it can act as a Lewis acid, so it will take away this fluorine. Okay, after that you will get plus this compound Sb F6 minus. So this compound is highly stable. This compound is highly stable. Okay, this compound is highly stable. Okay, because of aromaticity, it has 2 pi electron system. For this is also, if you add silver nitrate, the silver ion can abstract this chlorine ion and get precipitate AgCl. Okay, after this what you will get? You are getting this particular species. You are getting this particular species which is highly stable, because it also has 2 pi electron, along with you are getting AgCl as a precipitate. Okay, so these are all example of quasi aromatic compound. Okay, so any species which has a charge and follow Huckel's rule, they are actually quasi aromatic compounds. Now we have last homoaromatic compounds. Okay, so in this case, compound that contains one or more sp3 hybridized carbon atom in a conjugated cyclic ring, but sp3 hybridized carbon atom forced to lie almost vertically above the plane. That is, actually if the compound contains one or more sp3 hybridized carbon atom in a conjugated cyclic ring, but sp3 hybridized carbon atoms are forced to lie almost vertically above the plane of this aromatic system for effective orbital overlapping in a closed loop, as known as homoaromatic compounds. Okay, the compound is aromatic, but the name is homoaromatic because it has one sp3. Because already you know, if the compound having sp3 carbon atom, then the compound must be non-aromatic. But here we can see the exceptional case. The compound is aromatic although it has one sp3 carbon atom. This is the example. We have COT. What is COT? Cyclooctatetraene 1 2 3 4. Okay, cyclooctatetraene. Now if you add sulfuric acid, what will happen? Then we generate an electrophile. H plus is an electrophile. Then pi bond will move to accept this H plus, and after accepting this H plus, we are getting homotropylium cation, and this tropylium cation can be exist like this because particularly this carbon, one of the carbon is basically sp3 in nature. So this carbon is number carbon 8 is sp3 hybridized. Okay, it is forcefully lie above the plane of the aromatic ring. That's why it is known as homoaromatic compound, and it is also very much stable. Okay, now if you are looking at the stability order, most stable compound is aromatic, then we have homoaromatic, then we have non-aromatic, and the least stable compound is anti-aromatic. Okay, now similarly if you are looking at the energy value or energy order, then anti-aromatic should have highest in energy, that's why it has lowest stability. Then we have non-aromatic, homoaromatic, and then we have aromatic. Now we are trying to solve few MCQs. The first question is very simple. Look at the question. The compound that gives precipitate on warming with silver nitrate is. So which compound going to give precipitate on warming with silver nitrate? So look at the option very carefully. Now in option number B you can see if this bromine can eliminate from this molecule, it will generate a stable carbocation. This is called tropylium carbocation. Okay, this is called tropylium carbocation. And you know this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, that is 6 pi electron. As because of 6 pi electron it follow Huckel's rule, so it is highly stable. But if you remove the bromine from this particular molecule, you are generating a carbocation. Okay, so it will follow 4 pi electron. So 4 pi electron means it is basically anti aromatic, which is least stable. So that's why if the carbocation is very much stable, then the reaction should be, if you know that the stability of the intermediate determines the reactivity of the reaction, then you can think that as because of this stability of this carbocation is very much high, so this particular compound B will going to give more faster reaction, right? So option B is the right answer. Next we have last question. So in this question we have to determine which compare the carbon-carbon bond rotation across A, B and C. Now after charge separation what we can see? So in this case after do charge separation of A, you are getting plus over here or you are getting minus over here, right? So this compound is aromatic then, and this compound is also aromatic. Now after removing charge from this side, what you are getting? See, this compound is basically plus, this compound is minus. Okay, so they are aromatic. After removing charge from this section, you are getting plus over here, you are getting minus over here, right? Now see, after separating charge, what will happen? This compound is, so both are aromatic ring, aromatic, aromatic. Okay, now here also this is aromatic, but this is anti-aromatic. Okay, right now you have to see the options. So as because these are stable, so they can show faster carbon carbon bond because there is no double bond, because they exist in the form of single bond. After charge separation, after do charge separation, these two rings are highly stable, that's why they are existing like a single bond like this. Okay, like this they are existing. Okay, like this they are existing and they can easily rotate. Okay, now compound number B, can show faster rotation than A than C. This should be the right option, B A C. Why B should be first? Because tropylium cation is highly stable. Because if you compare the stability, then tropylium cation should be highly stable. That's why B should be placed first, followed by A, then C. So option number C is the right answer. Okay. So that's all for today's class. I hope I am clear to all. If you have any doubts and any queries, then you can write it down in this comment section. Definitely I will get back to you. So again I am telling you, if you really like my video, then press like button, do share it and definitely subscribe my channel. Take care. Bye. Thank you.